Hello and a very good evening to you, and it falls to me. I have the absolute pleasure of bringing you the one-day special with lovely Groovi and our fantastic Mr. Church. Hello, Paul.
Good evening,
Hello,
Fiona.
Darling. Now, tell me about this one-day special, because it really is special, isn't it?
I think it's very special. Butterflies, moths, beautiful designs from the lovely Cherry Green, a fantastic illustrator. And we've brought to you the designs in Groovi as the one-day special. Now, Barbara launched these back in February in stamp form.
Yes.
And there was various different configurations. And the last time they were on were in April, and they literally flew out the door. They really did. So what we've done, due to popular demand, because everybody loves their Groovi and loves butterflies, so we've brought you the complete collection as the one-day special.
Wow, and it really is a complete collection. You are getting a lot for your money and a massive saving. Make sure you are a Freedom Club member, because not only are you getting the £13 saving if you're a Freedom Club member, you're getting a further £6 saving, which totals up to a massive £19. And it's just the value given all of these plates, 8 plates for £59.92 or 2 Flexify payments for £26.97. Just to give you a heads up on that straight away. So talk to me more about this collection then, Paul.
OK, Fiona, so what we're looking at 5 large A5 plates across the top. And the first 3 we're looking at is what we call the deconstructed design. Because underneath you'll see you've got the beautiful coloured image artwork, which you're going to get with each of the different plates. OK, so it gives you ideas on colouring and inspiration. So when we say deconstructed, when we look at the one underneath, which is the smaller one, it's the completed design. So if you want to do a really sort of fairly quick and easy card, there's no thinking about it. You just trace it out. Absolutely. And the larger plate is deconstructed, so you have all the elements. So you can pick and choose. And during the course of this hour, during the first demo, I'm going to show you how you can reconstruct the larger one to look like the smaller one.
Brilliant. So it's the best of both worlds then.
Absolutely, yeah. The same is in the stamp format as well. So we've got them traced out just to show the difference of what they look like. And then in addition to the 3 larger plates of the deconstructed, you've then got 2 additional plates just full of beautiful butterflies and moths. Wow.
So we've got the 5 size, forgive me, and 3 of the A6. So there's your deconstructed. This is what Paul's talking about. And there is it complete. And he's going to show us how. And that's to give us more variety, isn't it, Paul?
It is, yeah, because again, you've got that perspective of the 2 different sizes. And then again, it gives you the choice. See, that's what I love about the Groovi system. It gives you that flexibility. I mean, just to have the butterflies on their own and the flowers, these sort of peony-looking flowers, just on their own. So you don't even have to use them with the butterflies, and that's the great thing about the Groovi system.
Beautiful. It's giving you more choice, more variety. I mean, some of the samples down here, Paul, they're stunning. And just let me just mention those A6 plates, if we can have a quicker look at those as well, because there's 3 of those, and you said they're just full of so much more as well, aren't they, Paul?
So they're what we call the constructed design, the little A6 ones on the bottom. Because then again, if you're fairly new to it, to the Groovi system, and you think, oh, but where do I start? Then you can just take those little plates and you can trace it out exactly how it comes, and you've got a perfect, beautiful little card. You're
good to go. And then, as Paul said, you've got the coloured in image there of the full, complete constructed piece to give you inspiration. Stunning. And we've been having a really detailed conversation about the difference between moths and butterflies, and we found out quite a lot. I just want to show you that, because that's the full construction of the plate there, isn't it? Is that the smaller?
That's the small one. Well, it's just taking elements, actually. It's taking elements from the larger one. So you've got that beautiful fuchsia, then you've got the beautiful butterfly on there. Or is that a moth?
That's a moth.
That's
now,
a moth.
Stubby body, feathery antennae is your moth. Slender body, club antennae is your butterfly. We've had lots of conversations about this.
It's all about education.
It is, my darling, it is.
I mean, look at this.
Absolutely.
To take the elements from the plate and to use it as an infill. So don't think, oh, I've just got to use a butterfly or a moth exactly how it comes. You can use it like Glynis has done that one, just to infill that gorgeous frame.
Isn't that stunning? I mean, look at this. We've got a moth and a butterfly there. Stubby body, it's the giveaway.
Beautiful. So another one there from Glynis. And Glynis has sort of done some beautiful grid work on there. And over the course of the 5 hours, I'm going to do something very similar to that.
Oh, fabulous. And this is our Chris Walker. There's those beautiful flowers. I mean, these are stunning. You know, I always love the samples from the team because, look, I mean, it's just gorgeous. 10% has already gone to the stock and we're only 5 minutes in. I mean, look at this. This is just your butterfly.
That's right, and you've got that beautiful sort of that moon or sun in the background.
I think that's a moth, actually,
that's
Fee. You're wrong there, Fee.
You gave us a lesson before.
I know, and then I got it all wrong. There we go. There's a butterfly for us. I mean, how... Look, we've got a mixture now, just to keep everyone happy.
Isn't that good? See, and when you incorporate it with the designer parchment that we've also got on the show, then even if you're not into your colouring, absolutely.
Joy. And look how stylish they are.
I love the elegance of the black and white. Yeah.
Stunning. Absolutely stunning. So busy, Paul. Gorgeous, gorgeous samples. Let's go to the website where you can shop ahead for those stamps that Paul was talking about that were originally designed, brought to you. They were designed in February, but brought back in April.
Yeah.
These plates as well are available individually. We've also got the plate mate. This is the calligraphy plate mate that will fit these A5 plates. Won't fit the starter kit, but it will fit 2 of the A6s
That's right,
as well.
Which we'll explain over the course of the hour. Yeah.
If you missed the stamps, we'll be looking at those later as well. They're on there as well, and they are the exact stamps to coincide with the Groovi plates that we've got on the show. Brand new today in the one-day special. So please, please shop ahead. Massive saving getting into Groovi plates. Loads of inspiration. Absolutely unmissable because they are stunning. All the accessories are there, so anything that Paul talks about, you're going to find it on the website there. We'll try and get it up on the screen, of course, for you, but it will always be there if you shop under the Groovi, what's the word? The Groovi brand shop. There we go. Sorry.
Fiona was doing sides. So was it a book? Was it a film?
No help whatsoever. But let me hand over to you now, Paul.
Thanks, Fiona. I thought what we'd do first is we'll have a look. So we come to the overhead and have a look at the ones that we're going to look at over the course of the next 5 hours.
Lovely. Yes,
so
please.
I need to say thank you to the lovely Josie Davidson. She's staged all these for me to make it easier for me to present for you over the 24-hour period.
Fabulous.
So this is the one we're going to have a look at during the course of this hour, and you can see it's taken the beautiful design here. So this is using the smaller one, okay. Then at 8 o'clock tonight, I mean, look at that, the black parchment.
Oh my gosh, it's so striking on the black, isn't it?
Yeah. So again, we're going to have a look at that. We're going to do a little bit of Picot cutting and show how you can introduce and change colours.
Beautiful. Definitely a moth, that one.
Right, okay.
Definitely a moth.
Then at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning, I love this one. Now, these beautiful peony flowers.
Oh my
this is a technique we've been learning in our Groovi Tuesday that we do on Facebook with the lovely Linda Williams. So we're going to... I've learned how to do this now, so I feel confident coming on doing that. So this is at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning.
Oh,
and then look at this one.
Oh,
this is at 12 o'clock tomorrow. Just taking the shape of the butterfly and doing that beautiful pattern building with the basic grids.
Gorgeous.
And then at 4 o'clock, very simple, designer parchment, traced out, remove colour, reintroduce it, but look at the landscape on that.
Amazing.
Isn't that gorgeous?
It's just it's a work of art. It's absolutely stunning.
So that's where we're heading over the course of the next 5 hours.
Gorgeous.
But what I wanted to do was to explain, when we look at we were talking about the deconstructed and the constructed version. So you can see here, you've got the little A6 plate.
Yeah.
So you can just trace this out and you get a beautiful little card.
Yeah.
Okay. And then you've got this one here where we can see we've got this moth here, we've got the sun or the moon behind it, we've got the fuchsias, but it's all been constructed.
Yeah. All put together for you. Yeah.
And then when we look at the finished artwork here, you can see exactly. Now, what's very clever that the lovely Lucy in the office has done is that the actual artwork is exactly the same size as the printed colour inserts on both sizes.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so
it's brilliant.
Yeah, so it's really good. And so then you just move it around and then you can sort of see exactly what it looks like. So when we trace it out, this was the small plate just traced out completely. And then this is the one that I have reconstructed.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
And all right, give or take a little bit, maybe the little angle on these little sort of droplets are slightly different, but you can't really tell from looking at it.
You can't.
Okay.
No.
And this gives you the confidence to be able to replicate that if you want to.
Yeah.
So it's giving you those choices. So what I wanted to do was explain how easy it is to reconstruct the individual designs if you wanted to make a larger card with it.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to pop these to one side, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to bring in, this is the calligraphy plate mate. Okay, so when we're working with our plates, you'll notice that the A5 plates just fit in there perfectly.
Yeah.
Okay, because we know with our plate mate it gives us that larger area to work on, so it's easy to attach our parchment. Now what's magic also is that you take two of the little A6 plates.
Perfect,
and
side by side, yeah.
So again, you have rather than just pop one in there and it slides around, you just put the other one, just turn it upside down. Yeah. And then that's it.
Absolutely. We've
nice
got
and
that
easy.
calligraphy alphabet plate mate there. 1999 320411. So you will need that. The A5s don't work with the starter kit, so that's something else, yeah.
So what we're going to look, this is exactly the same as if we was doing the stamping version. And it's all about sort of masking if you were stamping.
Yeah.
So when we look at the design, you'll notice that the fuchsia is in front of the moth and the moon. Okay.
Yes.
So when we look at this here, we know if this was a stamp, we'd need to stamp this in place first.
Right.
So therefore we do that with the Groovi. Okay. Then we would put the butterfly in, but this would have to be masked off with one of our masks to stamp over it.
Yes, which is why your stamps have the masks in them.
Exactly, to allow you to build up the design. So if I bring in a piece that I've already traced out, just to explain how I've done it.
Now 20% already in under 12 minutes has already gone of the complete collection, so please don't miss out on the one day special.
Okay, so what we can see, we're working on the back, so it's a mirror image of the design. Okay.
Right.
So I've taken the beautiful fuchsias and traced those out because I know they need to go in first. But then I've got to try and sort of guess where I sort of position this, and I can sort of eyeball it and have an idea roughly. I mean, it doesn't have to be perfect.
No.
That's the thing.
No.
But what I found was easiest to do was if I take another piece of parchment and I just trace the outline of the moth. Yeah. Okay. Then what I can do, okay, this is where the magic comes in. If I take that. Actually, if I take that, and because it's the same size, I can overlay that onto the coloured insert. Then I can take, this is the piece I'm going to work on. I can line that up. You see, so now I know that is in the correct position. So I'm going to attach that like that, so we can see now how it's starting to come together. So when I flip that over, I can line up my moth, take that down, lift that off, trace out the moth, and the moth is in the right place.
I was wondering where that was going.
Okay. And then I would do exactly the same. I would just trace out the moon. I could do it on this piece here. And then I would repeat that process. That would have taken me forever to work out, but I won't lie. But it just shows, for me, the versatility of the design. Doesn't it? Yeah. That you can take them exactly as they come and just take the elements. I mean, the beautiful butterflies and moths, even if you're not into your Picot cutting, they're quite simple in design that you could cut out with a normal pair of scissors. Right, that's fun. Yes, yeah, fantastic. So I just wanted to show that was just a very quick and easy way of how to reconstruct the larger designs if you want to replicate.
Fantastic. Well, out of the quickest of recaps, we'll go straight back to Paul. Honestly, that would have taken me forever to work out. So let's become a Freedom Club member because you have got a massive saving. It takes the £13 saving plus another £6 saving up to £19 in savings. So for the £7.97 investment, you're getting unlimited deliveries because that's your postage and packaging paid for. So that's why we call it the Why Not deal. And it takes it down to £53.93 for all 5 of those large A5 plates, and then 3 of the A6 already constructed plates of the same images of those butterflies. So, I mean, you're getting 8 plates. That is phenomenal, isn't it? 763-835. And we can split that into 2 flexi-buy payments, of course, of £26.97. Just gorgeous. Now, if you haven't got the plate mate for the A6 and those A5 plates to go into, Paul mentioned the calligraphy plate mate. This in itself is a beautiful tool because you've got your alphabet, both upper and lower, beautifully written and scribed. You've got these gorgeous borders, corners, flourishes. You've got your numbers. And then you've got all that punctuation as well. Just fantastic. £19.99. So it's not just the plate mate fitting, it's the extra adornment and accessories you've got there as well, which I know you're going to see Paul using. 320411. We mentioned the butterflies. Now they are available. Now the stamps, they are the exact replicas. What was the lady's name who?
Cherry Green.
Cherry Green, forgive me. Cherry Green, yeah. If you missed the stamp collection when it was launched in February, brought back by Barbara in April, then these are available together or individually as well. So here, you've got the first 3, yeah, the A5 and this is complete, and the A6. So this is all of these stamps collection, 67 in total. So you're getting 6 of those, but you're also getting the masks as well. So underneath there, if I just lift that one out, there you go. You're also getting the masks as well. We've got that on 2 flexi-buy payments of £32.47. So again, you're getting a £10 saving. 766,439. So you're getting the 3 A6s already constructed, and then you're getting the beautiful A5 stamps there as well. Can I show you some samples, because they really are breathtaking. I mean, the team are phenomenal. I'm always like cooing and oohing and ahhing when Paul's here. Look at this, is cherry. I mean, look at those. I mean, honest to goodness. They're Julie Dunn's there. So inspirational. After the darkest night comes the dawn. I mean, the beautiful sentiments themselves are gorgeous. Look at, there we go. Look at that. It's the same. Isn't that so different? Oh, but look at the splashes, how that's been utilised. Splash some colour. So having that deconstructed stamps there, am I right, Paul? We're able to just do so much more.
The elements, yeah, from the larger A5 stamps, yeah, absolutely.
Just beautiful. Look at these. These have proven very popular as well. If people missed them in April, oh, look at this. Is the one Paul's just been working with. I know, beautiful. That Linda. How love this pinky background there. Oh, it's so dramatic, isn't it? Look at this. Oh, so many different ways in which they're all so beautiful. Could be here all day, but I can't. £64.94 for all of the stamps there. 766. That is, I'll just look at that, it's so beautiful. 766,439. Beautiful. Right, what we do? The Moths and the Butterflies, yes, I'm going right down here now. Moths and Butterflies, we've had our lesson in Moths and Butterflies. So again, we've got these with the colour inspiration. So I'll just hold these up and then I'll show you the stamps themselves. So here they are. You've got that colour inspiration sheet on both of those. Let me pop those colour inspirations down and show you the quality of those stamps. I mean, they're beautiful, aren't they, Paul?
They are. I mean, they're so detailed in design, but for me, these are beautiful. They're nice and easy to cut out as well. So if you want to get dimension, you can stamp on the designer paper, you can stamp on parchment. I mean, I think that one there that you're holding up, I think, is that from D? That
D
one?
Paramore,
the
yeah.
The actual butter, or the moth, I think has been stamped on parchment. So you get that beautiful translucency to it as well.
Isn't that clever? And there's another one of our Ds. Oh, Paul, look, this is just like I'm talking to him like he doesn't know. Look at this. This is gorgeous, absolutely. Look at these. Oh, it's just a little slice of heaven.
And what we're looking at in the stamp form, we can replicate in relation to the layout and the design in the Groovi version.
Amazing to have that there, to have both, to have the versatility. Look at these are gorgeous. Please don't miss out. For the Moths and Butterflies, 13 stamps, 2 masks as well. Don't forget you get the masks, £29.98, 309 489. Let's go straight back to Paul.
Okay, so what we're going to do is, this is the card we're going to look at first, and we're going to break it down into different elements. But really all it's using is one of the plates from the collection, from the One Day Special. So you can see here, if I pop that next to it, it's just that element there. And then we've taken the sentiment from the larger plate, because you're going to get all of the plates in the collection. Okay, so where do we start? I always find it's nice and easy if you've got a frame to start with and you can confine your work within it. Okay, so this one, we haven't seen this one for a while. This is the nested scallop square extension. So you've got this beautiful funky alphabet on there, but I love you've got this really nice sort of picture frame. But then you've got all these nested layers. You've got the scallops, you've got the dots. There's so much detail on them. So to start off with, what we're going to do, I'm going to take a piece of A4 parchment, which we've also got on the show. Now, if you notice, if I pop this on here, I've got nowhere to attach my parchment to.
No.
So I could move it down a little bit, but then I'm sort of having to guess exactly where I'm going. So this is where our latest plate mate comes into play. So we've got this on the show, and this comes with extender bars, and it's proven so popular.
Oh, it was so popular, wasn't it, Paul?
Because Dave had the idea of these little extenders to make it adaptable for the A4 plate.
Exactly, that was the genius, wasn't it?
You also get a beautiful design plate in the middle, and you get the Groovi tabs as well.
You do. We've got those up on the screen, Paul. £29.97, 07743. It's very, very popular. Literally, again, flew when we launched that, didn't it, Paul? It was amazing. So
now we can see, now I'm working with my larger parchment. I can use, there's lines on the plate to attach it to. So if I just take some Groovi tabs and just hold that in place. Okay, we're going to wipe it with our tumble dry sheet, and what that does, it allows the tool to glide more easily within the groove. Okay, I'm going to grab my Groovi guard to lean on, and we're just going to start off. I'm going to take the #1 tool that comes in the starter kit, and all we're going to do, we're going to push into the groove. So if it's the first time you're thinking, well, what's Groovi all about? Groovi is a way of creating beautiful artwork on parchment very easily. Okay, so you can see now we're just pushing in. Now if I jump out of the groove, as long as I don't go into any of the other grooves, then I'm not going to mark my parchment. Okay, so again we just create a beautiful frame to start off with. So this is what's going to house our actual design.
Gotcha.
Okay. And because you've got all these layers, you can decide how big or how small you want that to frame.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to, you could just go straight for the beautiful picture frame design itself. And then if you're not into your Picot cutting, let me just show you. See, for me, these nested square extension plates are just a real essential to add into your basket. Okay, but you can see, I mean, obviously I'm going fast for the sake of the TV, but you go at whatever pace you feel more comfortable with.
And that's what Carol's used on there, isn't it?
Yes,
nested
it is,
square.
yeah,
Because we've got the nested scallop square extension back in stock. I'm just showing you the frame that Paul's just doing now to see how that translates into one of the beautiful designs. This is Carol's. So if you just, as Paul said, just want to use the simple frame itself, the window frame there, isn't that the picture frame? Isn't that beautiful? 003165. Back to Paul.
So there we go. So we can see now how we've just created that. So again, just a craft knife or a paper trimmer to trim that down. And you're going to get the same type of effect, but just without the scallops around the outside. So it gives you that flexibility. Okay.
Beautiful.
So if I jump to one that Josie has very kindly traced out for me. You can see if I position that on there, what she's done is she's taken the inner frame, the outer frame, and the first line of the scallops. Okay, so again, really nice and really decorative. And you could use this for any Groovi plate that you've got. Okay, now what Josie suggested, when we look at the card itself, you'll notice that the parchment is a different colour within that frame.
Yes,
okay? But it starts off as a clear piece of parchment.
Yeah.
So how are we going to change the colour?
Yes.
Well, we've got various different options. We can use our Dorso crayons, which we have on the show, which are an oil-based crayon that you can mix up. We've been covering that in the Groovi Tuesday.
And what time is that on a Tuesday for everybody,
10
Paul?
o'clock on Facebook Live, and we've had the lovely Linda Williams showing us our beautiful shading work over the last couple of weeks.
Great.
But what I'm going to use pencils.
Okay.
Okay.
We'll get those on the screen. Look. Your fabulous bag of tools and pencils and
this
goodies.
Is a must-have. Look, I've got a couple of tools in here. I've got my mix mats. I've got my scissors in here. My lovely pencils.
Look at these, yes.
Then I've got my lovely pens. Then I've got all my different tools in here as well. I've got extra stuff in here, and there's just so much room in there.
You can fit so much in there, yeah.
Okay. So the colour we're going to go for on here, Josie's telling me, is the B14.
Right.
Okay. So now the B pencils have got the white writing on. So these are a wax-based pencil.
Oh, okay.
Okay. And then the black writing on them, these are an A pencil, which are aqua, so they're watercolour pencils. Oh. So it's a really nice selection of pencils that you're going to get if you're starting out.
Right.
And we've got a really good price on them as well.
Great price points. Saving of £5 there for those 36 pencils. 418768.
Okay. So what we're going to do is I'm going to take the pencil, and this is a tip I picked up from Barbara in relation to if you want to apply colour quite lightly.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, if you hold the pencil closest to the point, obviously you can put quite some pressure. If I go over here, you automatically want to put pressure on.
Pressure down, yeah.
But if you hold the pencil further away, you can't put that pressure on.
Much lighter touch, yeah.
Okay, so it is a lighter touch. So all I'm doing is very gently applying some colour. Okay, and you think, oh, that looks absolutely rubbish. It looks like a 5-year-old has coloured it in.
Is that the aquarelle one now?
No, this is the B pencil. This is the B, the wax-based pencil.
The wax-based, right, okay.
Okay, so you can see we're just going to gently apply some colour.
Yeah.
Okay, but again, it's all about having that confidence.
Yeah.
Now, if I pop a piece of white paper underneath, okay, it looks terrible, does it? I know the camera can't. Maybe if I hold it to camera one,
it's just
can we see that a little bit more
the striations
clearly?
of your pencil mark, you see. It's not quite as blended as the beautiful card you were showing me, Paul.
No, that's right. It's very scratchy and rough, isn't it? Okay. So then this is where the magic of the Dorso oil comes in. Okay. And that comes with the crayons. And then I'm going to take some kitchen towel or a tissue, whichever you have. And we're going to turn it into like an icing bag shape.
Oh, okay.
So we're just going to fold it over, and then we turn it into like a cone. Okay. And what this is going to do, this is going to allow us now to blend that colour.
Right.
Now, what I don't want to do is put the oil direct onto the tissue because it will just get saturated.
Okay.
So I'm going to take some of our spot-on sponges, and this is a great applicator for the oil. Okay. And you can see...
Tiniest amount.
Absolutely. Yeah. And it smells lovely as well. Okay. So I'm going to take my tissue, and then I'm just going to dab into there. Now, I know from experience that that's picked up a lot. If I wipe it on here...
You wouldn't credit it, would you?
You can really see.
Yeah.
Now, if I have too much on here, then it's just going to take all that colour off.
Okay.
Okay. So then if I go round and I start blending, I'm now going to smooth out that colour. Okay.
Ooh.
Now, I'm not worried about going over the lines.
Okay.
Okay. So for me, this is a fantastic way of colouring, especially in larger areas.
It's just smoothed it out instantly,
it has.
hasn't it?
I don't know if we can sort of, yeah, we can really see the difference, can't we? How it's smooth there, but it's still grainy. And you can see the oil goes a long way.
Doesn't it just?
Okay. Now, if I have gone over the line, say I've gone over here and I think, oh, I'm going to Picot cut that anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Right.
But if I've come into the actual design itself, then all I would take, I'll go to my bag, and I'm going to take an eraser pencil. And what I can do, I can rub out the colour.
Oh.
So if I've done it and then I think, well, actually, I don't want the pink or the purple, I want to go yellow now, but I wasn't sure at the time, then I can just rub out and start again.
Wow. Oh, it completely takes it off, completely,
Yeah, it does. It just takes it back. Depending on the colour you've used, some of them are more highly pigmented than others, so it may leave a slight hue to the parchment, but you can see that you haven't got to be...
Completely
look, if I go over here, I can take this off where I was practising.
Yeah, wow.
Completely.
That's the magic rubber.
It's just an eraser pencil,
it's great.
but it's the pencils themselves that are magic. That's for me. That's what's magic in relation to...
They're not just ordinary colour pencils there. Yeah, the aquarelle and the basic pencils there, the wax pencils.
Okay, so what we'll do, I'm going to jump to one. Let's pop that to one side that we've already done. Okay, and we can see... No, am I going to do that? No. I'm not going to jump to that. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Decisions. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. Right, okay. Right. So what we would do all of that in colour.
Okay.
Okay. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to bring in one of Josie's other plates. This is her embossed pattern plate. So you've got a pair where you've got straight patterns and diagonal patterns.
Ooh.
Okay. And when we have a look at the design, you can see here, it's just a case of taking that one element to infill that frame.
Yeah, beautiful.
So again, very simply. So Josie suggests that you do your colour application first and then do the embossing.
Right.
Okay. So I'm going to take my plate mate, pop that around there because it gives me that larger area to work on.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to take my design. So let's just have a look in this area here. Now I've got guidelines on the plate mate that I can line up with, or I can use the lines on the boxes to line up with. So just very simply, I'll position that in place. I'm going to hold it down with my tabs. I'm going to take my Groovi guard to lean on. Now this time, because I want to emboss these dots, if I was to use the number 1, like I have with the tracing out, I could puncture the parchment, okay, because they're just little dots. So this time I'm going to go to the number 2, which has got a small ball on the end. And then all we're going to do is just push in. Okay.
We're going to mention that Deluxe Starter Kit, Paul, because we've got it on the screen now. So with it being the Deluxe, what are the extra bits we're getting, if you know what I mean?
Okay, so we revised this a couple of years ago from the original starter kit. And what you've got in here is you've got the A5 square plate mate, which houses your A5 square plates. It'll also house the A6 plates with an adapter plate. Right. You've got 3 different design plates. You've got the hills and mountains, you've got the trees and the nested squares. So again, this is where we're talking about framework. Then you have the Groovi inset, which is that one on the bottom left with the little tags. So that's like an adapter plate that will take the A6 square plates. Okay. Okay. Then you're going to get the black mat, which is hard on one side and soft on the other.
Fabulous.
You're getting 20 sheets of parchment. You're getting your tumble dry sheet. You're getting the 2 wooden tools that gives you 4 different sizes, 1, 2, 3 and 4.
Wow.
And then you get a beautiful double-sided colour inspiration sheet as well to guide you through on how to get started. Everything
you could possibly need there, which is why I referenced back to the tools that you're just using. £54.99. Split that into 2 flexi-buy payments for you, 946,594 if you'd like to start your Groovi journey. And as Paul always explains, it really is a journey. Beautiful.
Absolutely. And it's for me personally, it's very therapeutic, it's very relaxing, it's clean, it's tidy, it's portable, and it's achievable. Yeah. It really, really is. We've always said that if you can hold a pen, you can use the Groovi system.
Wow. And the creations are stunning. You know, the results you get.
So we can just see how we just go along. So now when I turn this over, okay, and we turn it over, we've got those beautiful white embossed quite easily. Now, traditionally, this type of pattern would be created on a grid that's got thousands of holes in it.
Yes.
Okay, and you'd have to count it and work out that design. Okay, so Josie has done all the work for you. Now, there's no perforating in these, it's just embossing.
Right.
But to create this beautiful infill around the frame can really make it look different compared to, where's that one that I just traced out? Look, so when we have the comparison between an open frame and one that has some detail in it, it can just add that little finishing touch.
Yeah, it elevates it, doesn't it, to another level. Yeah, beautiful. And is it quite easy? It is quite easy just to line up again.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
You know, to continue your journey down the frame.
So what you do, you just reposition it, and they fall back into the little embossed dots. So I can continue that onwards now. So whether I go with 2 of them to get my lining up, or just 1 of them.
Beautiful.
Okay.
Fabulous, Paul. Yeah. Gorgeous. I'll have the quickest update on the one-day special. Come straight back to you, Paul, because almost a quarter of the stock has gone. Now, you are getting 5 of the A5 plates there. Don't forget, 2 of which are your butterflies and your moths. Let me just show you those, because they are absolutely stunning. So your other 3 are the deconstructed A5 plates. So you get these 2, your butterflies and your moths. You get in the other 3 A5 plates, which are your deconstructed butterflies and moths. And then you're getting the 3 A6 plates, which are the constructed, quick to go, ready to do it plates as well. All for an amazing, well, £53. So was it 97 pence? £19 saving if you're a Freedom Club member. £26.97 2 Flexi-Buy payments. A bit of a why not deal, because the savings you are getting add up, basically. Invest the, you know, the £7.97, isn't it? And you're saving more because it pays for your postage and packaging. I mean, just look at these. This is phenomenal. When I think about, I mean, I love the stamps and the butterflies and the masks, but the savings on this translating to the Groovi Plate system, and you're getting all of those 8 plates, I just find phenomenal. It's mind-blowing for me. Just gorgeous. 763835. Right, back to Paul.
Okay. So what we would do, we would complete, I'm sort of just doing little bits and pieces just to show, because I've got one that's completely transformed, just to show you. But it's just about showing, I mean, I could take any of these designs on the plate and infill that border with. Yeah. Okay, you've got, on this plate alone, you've got 9 different designs. Okay. And then you've got the straight patterned one, which will give you another 9 different designs as well.
Gosh.
And these were really popular when Josie designed these and we launched them. They just went, they flew out the door.
Yeah, because there's so much versatility in that one plate alone, isn't there?
Okay, so what we can do now, we can have a look at our design in the middle, and this is where the calligraphy plate mate comes into play, okay, because now I want to work with the smaller plates, okay. So I'm going to take my plate and pop it in there, but it slides around. Yeah. And I can attach it with a Groovi tab to stop it doing that. But then if I'm working on my parchment, I could fall into the hole. Okay. So all we do is we take one of the other Groovi plates and we're going to pop it in face down so it's nice and smooth. Yeah. Okay. And then we can bring in our design and we can position it exactly where we want to have our designs. Now, whether we go with this design or whether we go with the one with the beautiful sort of peonies on it, or whether we go with the rose, or have a look at the other ones. You may decide you just want the large moth in there, or you've got the medley of different sort of, I'm sure it's not called a medley of, I can't remember what it's called.
A kaleidoscope of butterflies.
Kaleidoscope, that was it. You have done your homework. So again, you can just pick and choose, because we've created our frame. Look, I mean, they just beautiful. All fit in there.
They're all gorgeous.
Beautifully, don't they? So again,
I've just remembered another thing. For you, Paul. Butterflies tend to lift their wings up vertically, up from their back, and moths tend to put them over their abdomen like a tent at the front.
Oh.
Yeah, there we go. And what was it? What was a collection of moths? An eclipse is a collection of moths.
That sounds lovely,
Isn't that
doesn't
beautiful?
it? Yeah.
There we go.
An
Every day's a school day.
So again, now when you look at this plate, you may think, oh, it's so detailed. There's no way you can get a beautiful design from something so detailed.
Yeah.
But it is surprising, the magic of the Groovi system. And again, if I just take this and I just wipe it with the tumble dry sheet, and we'll just trace out the outline. So I'm going to use the number 1 tool to get a crisp, beautiful outline. So again, even if you don't want to do all the design in the middle, you can just trace out the outline.
There is so much detail in there, Paul. I mean, I'm just looking at it close up here on the parchment. It's just phenomenal.
It's very clever,
Isn't it?
the technology that we use in order to be able to get this beautiful fine detail.
Wow.
See, and
look at them, some of them are the tiniest dots.
Yeah, you really wouldn't think that the tool would be able to pick up the design, but it really can. See, you just go.
You're just following that around in the plate, yeah.
You see, now because this is the completed design, it's got everything on there. So I really don't need to be thinking about what it is I'm tracing out.
No.
It's just a
go over
design,
lines
but I'm just following it through.
Yeah.
And if you find that the tool is dragging slightly,
okay,
all it means is just give it another wipe with the tumble dry sheet.
Okay.
Okay, and it will just glide more easily.
Ah.
Okay.
It is so impressive, isn't it?
And then so you can jump to that. So I'm going to jump to one that's completely traced out, because that would probably take me about 5–10 minutes to do the whole thing.
Oh, wow.
It doesn't take long at all. Now, if that was traditionally...
Oh, that frightens me every time you mention that, Paul. I don't know how anybody did anything on those.
I know. I mean, and it's a skill, and I take my hats off to people that have learned how to do it traditionally all those years, because it is a skill and patience.
Gosh, yeah.
So now we have this one here that is completed. Okay, so let's pop it. I've got, it's just like my craft room at the office. Everything's everywhere, and then you can't find anything. I've got 3 of these Groovi guards with me because they always get hidden. So the Groovi guard comes with the accessories kit. So stock up on that, because you get parchment and Groovi tabs as well.
Get more than one is his point, yeah.
So now we can see how the design is starting to come together. Okay, so we've got that beautiful colour in the background. And then Josie's traced that. Now, I don't know if we can come in any closer, but can we see the difference between the brightness of the white line here and the softness of the white line here?
Yeah.
So when these elements were traced out, we've turned over and we've used the number 2 tool. Okay. And because it has a little ball on the end, it doesn't go into the groove as much. So therefore it's not stretching the parchment as much. So it gives you that softer look.
Yeah.
Okay. So the reason that Josie's chosen to do that is that if we look at the finished piece, you can see how we've got this beautiful white work.
Yes.
In these different elements, just to lift it.
Gentler, softer, yeah.
Now, you can trace out with the number 1 if you choose to, but what you'll get is a sort of a rigid line around each of those elements. But with the 2, it's soft. It gives more of a natural look to it.
Yeah, floating. Okay. Like they're floating.
So if I bring in my pink mat, and we'll just do a little bit of white work just to show. Okay, so I've got the pink mat. You can use the black mat that comes with the starter kit, but for me, because I'm heavy-handed and impatient, this is my best friend.
We'll get that mat on the screen. So what does the pink mat allow you to do, Paul?
So the pink mat has got more resistance to it.
Right.
Okay. So for example, because I am heavy-handed, I'm learning not to be heavy-handed with the thanks to Linda Williams. So when we're doing white work, this is where we have no safety net. The Groovi plate is a safety net when it comes to tracing out the design.
Right.
When we come to do natural white work, there's no real safety net. It's all about the control. Now, if I go on here with the largest ball tool and I sort of put some pressure on, we can see how the parchment starts to turn. Okay. Now, if I bring in my black mat, which is just down here, and I work on the reverse of the black mat, Okay, and I'm going to put the same pressure on. Can you see how it's buckling?
Oh, it's massive.
Going whiter quicker, but it's buckling. Look, I've just gone through it. Okay. And I haven't changed, I'm not just saying, I haven't changed the pressure at all. So for me, the pink mat really does sort of make a difference. It helps me. It guides me as well. Okay. So then what we're going to do, we're going to have a look at these areas here. Okay. And then we're just going to gently stroke the areas in between. Okay, now you can either come towards you or you can go away from you. Depends what you feel more comfortable with. Okay, and then you go round and you just go into those areas. And does it naturally sort of fall into the shape that you've already created? Does that? Not really, because we've done it with the number 2. There's no rigid line.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, if you go slightly out of shape, as long as you don't go too far.
No, it's like colouring, isn't it? Just stay within the lines. Yeah.
But it's just what it's doing. It's just gently stretching the parchment to give you that whiteness. Yeah. Okay. So then what you would do, you'd go around all the areas you want to do, you would do all your white work first. And ideally, you'd leave it overnight to rest. Oh, okay. Why is that then? Just because? Because what happens is the longer you leave it in between the various layers, the parchment has got an elastic. There's that longer word. I can't say it. That's the word. It has it, and so it sort of bounces back. Oh. So when you come in to do the next layer, it magically goes whiter. Oh, okay. So the longer you leave it, the whiter it can become more easily. Okay. Right. So we can see now we're going to just start to sort of slowly sort of build it up. And again, I'm just going to go over just for demonstration purposes, just so that you can see how we can turn it white. Well, you can see it has, but it would be, like you said, if you left it longer. So then if we turn that over, so you can see now how it's compared to that one. Yeah. With several layers. Yeah. Okay. So again, you go through and you do your white work if you choose to. See, again, that's the thing about the Groovi system. You don't have to do everything that I'm showing you. Yeah, it's just options. It's that bus journey, as Barb calls it. It really, really is. Okay. So let's have a look at what else Josie's done for us. So we can see now we've had a look at the basic frame to infill or not to infill. We've had a look at the actual design itself. We've taken the sentiment from the larger of the A5 plates. But again, if you've got the nested scallop plate, you can personalise. You could put with love on there. You could put let's celebrate. Yeah. Okay. Or you can put create your own message. Fiona in there. Yeah. You really can. Beautiful. Yeah. Okay. And then what Josie's done, she's now applied some colour to the butterflies. Okay, so how are we doing for time, Fiona? Just under 10 minutes. 10 minutes, Paul, okay. Did you want to have a quick recap? I'll have a quick recap. I think what we'll do a bit of Picot cutting, I think. Oh, lovely, yeah fabulous. Now, Paul's going to take us through a different card every hour, and I should mention that a quarter of the stock of the one-day special has gone. You're getting 5 of those fabulous A5 plates, 2 of which are your butterflies and your beautiful moths. You've got the 3A5, which are the deconstructed butterflies and moths to allow you more variety. You've got moth, butterfly, moth there. Look at all those beautiful bubbles. I love that because that is deconstructed. And then you've also got the complete A6 3 as well, plus the beautiful inspirational sheets of colour as well. I'm really taking, and look at this. This is Glynis, and this is obviously these are all Cherry Green's beautiful butterfly moth designs that she did with the stamps that launched in February. Barbara bought us in April. We've got those on the show, but you're getting such great value for money. Isn't that beautiful? Look at that Picot edging. Isn't that gorgeous? That's just one of the stunning butterflies. Here you've got that beautiful moth. This is, you know, using elements of that large A5 plate. You've got your butterfly there and the sentiment. Here we were just talking earlier. Now you can see there we've got that gorgeous nested square scallop, you know, because you can see the patterns in between there. It was that one of the 9 that you showed us a moment ago. I could see the little elements in there as well. Beautiful, stunning samples here, and that's using those beautiful background. The design of parchment. So no colour's been applied to that. No. That's the parchment itself that's done that. Isn't that gorgeous?
beautiful, just beautiful. Let me, oh no, quick cheeky little black and white, isn't that beautiful? Oh, right, 2 flexi-buy payments are £26.97. You've got a massive £19 saving if you're a Freedom Club member, 763835. Now, I mentioned the stamps. We've got them on the show. All the stamp sets come with their beautiful masks as well. So a third of the stock. Now, these launched in February. Barbara brought them back to us in April. So these are the direct moths and beautiful butterflies that correspond with the Groovi Plate system that has been brought to us today by Paul. You've got 67 stamps, 3 of your A5 there and 3 of the A6. That's 67 in the collection, £64.94. I'll just lift out that mask behind there so you can see you've got a £10 saving. 766439. This has proven very popular as well, Paul, because I think people sometimes they miss it, sometimes they forget. Just beautiful. And here, yeah,
actually a saving. If you was to go for the A5s,
yeah,
there's a saving on that.
Right.
If you go for the A6 collection, there's a saving on that. So if you bring those savings over, I think it's about a £25 saving.
Oh, that's worth mentioning.
Based on the actual proper retail price on that.
Big savings then when all said and done. And there is the inspirational sheets, as you can see on the smaller A6 plates. So you can get those, as Paul was explaining, in their individual bundles of 3, but the bigger savings are coming in the bundle of the 6 plates together, 766439. And if you want your moths and your butterflies, because they are in the Groovi Plate system, you can find them in the website. So that's why that plate system is so amazing for the savings. Back to you, Paul.
Okay, thanks, Fiona. So when we have a look at what Josie's done, she's done this beautiful Picot cutting around the outside.
Gosh.
So again, we have choices. We've traced the scallops on, so if you want to, you could just trim a larger frame around the outside.
Yeah.
Okay, just with a craft knife.
Yeah.
Or you can ignore the scallops and just have the beautiful frame like we traced out earlier.
Yeah.
But if you're into your Picot cutting, then it's a really nice finish to the card.
Yeah.
And for me, I find the Picot cutting now quite therapeutic. Okay, so when we come to do our Picot cutting, I'm bringing in, these are our new 12 by 12 or recently new super foam.
Oh, I love these mats, yeah.
So we've got them in black and white. We've got them as a pair. And you think, well, why do I need black and why do I need white? I love saying this. Okay, so if you've got the light panel,
yes.
Okay, and I find it's easier when I'm working at home with the light panel underneath.
Yeah.
Okay, so therefore, if I wanted to do my perforating and I put the black Picot foam on top, I'm not going to have any benefit from it. However, if I take the white super foam, with the parchment as it is on there, I can't see anything. But if I grab
your light panel
just underneath, okay, it's got 3 different illuminations, 1, 2, 3. So we can see now how it completely illuminates the area.
Yeah.
We're just going to adjust the camera, that's it. So we can see now how it just, it's easy for me to see. Okay.
Yeah.
So for this, just because I've got it on now and because I can, I'll show you the Picot cutting.
Gorgeous.
Okay.
We've got that panel there, the cover and the piercing mat. 2 flexi-buy payments are £31.49, 436518. Always popular because I think sometimes we forget that it's there and it's such a useful tool.
Absolutely. So when we're doing our perforating, we perforate from the front of our work. We've been working on the back previously with the tracing out and the colour.
Yeah.
But when we perforate, we have to perforate from the front. Okay. So all I'm going to do, I'm going to put my glasses on. So we've got a set of bold needle tools where you're going to get the 1, the 2 and the 4 needle.
We've got that up on the screen now for you, yeah.
And what we're going to do, you just start off, you hold the tool upright, okay? Because if you go at an angle, what you're going to do, you're going to jab it. So you just hold the tool upright, and I'm going to go to the smaller area, and I'm just going to perforate the parchment, okay? Then we take this back needle and we pop it into the hole, because what we're doing is we need to increase by 1 hole at a time to give us our perfect pitch between each of the perforations. Okay. Yeah. And so, what happens is as you go round, you're creating that equal pitch around the outside. Okay. Now, if you want to, you could just leave it perforated to add another design element to it.
Yeah.
You don't have to Picot cut it if you don't want to. Okay. Again, choices, and it just depends how confident you feel. Always practice on a piece before you go into your finished piece.
Yeah, of course.
Okay?
Yeah.
So then what I'm going to do, I'm going to take my scissors. So I prefer to go for my ring lock scissors. Okay. And what we need to do is we need to cut over the waste, the bit that's going to fall away. So again, the super foam helps me to see those perforations. And all I'm going to do, I'm going to take the tip of the scissors into there, and I'm just going to tilt towards me as I snip.
I think this is amazing. I really do. I've seen you do this before, Paul, but I'm always fascinated to watch again. It
really, and you'll notice that I'm turning my work. My hand is resting on the larger area, but it's the work that's actually turning.
And just snipping those pieces in between.
And then you snip it away, and then if I quickly, I know
we're down to the last
always
minute.
gets the better of us. It really does. But you can see how we've got that lovely
How
Picot
perfect
edge.
is that? That's amazing. And that brilliant light plate there, we can really see that clearly. Fantastic.
So then I'll switch off the overhead now, and then we can see now we've got the completed piece with some designer paper behind it. But what I love is the designer paper illuminates the background. And then a couple of brads in there, and it's job done. And
look for those designer papers under the brand of Groovi as well on the website. Paul, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Always brilliant. Paul is back with us at 8 p.m. A different card, a beautiful card. Is that the one with the white?
Black.
The black
parchment.
Oh, we can't miss that.
Parchment.
Can't miss that. Please don't miss out on the one-day special. Check out your baskets. Massive saving for all of those amazing 8 plates. 763-835, and do shop ahead if you want to check out Cherry's beautiful butterfly stamps and masks as well, so you can really tie in the collection there. Thank you so much, Paul.
Thank you,
Fiona.
We're back at 8 o'clock.
Back at 8 o'clock for more. If you've got any questions for Paul, put it on the face cloth or let us know. Email us in to studio@thecraftstore.com. Plenty more still to see this evening. Let's have a